Hi, everybody. My name is Brittany, and I will be your host from At Your Lab today. With us, we have the wonderful Magdalena.
Hello.
Before we get started, I'm just gonna explain to you guys a couple things if you are new here. If not, you should already know how these things go. For the chat, if you guys just don't mind typing your questions in with all capital letters, just so I can defer it easier from a comment. We will do a Q&A session at the very end. So if your question isn't necessarily relevant to what Magdalena is doing in the moment, I'll probably save it for the end. So don't worry if I don't ask your question. And I'll also be dropping links and such into the chat. So if you guys are curious about things or if you have questions, just pay attention to there. I might have answered it. Other than that, I'll let Magdalena take over.
Thanks. Hi guys, Magdalena. Some of you may know me as Magdalena Illustration from the Instagram, where I'm mostly doing the watercolor stuff. When I started from doing owls, and owls were my, the one thing that I was doing. But then I started doing interiors, plants, and finally tutorials. When I saw that people really want to learn watercolor from me, and it was super surprising, but I love doing it. So yeah, thanks to this, here I am. And yeah, for the stuff that we chose to do today, it's like, let's show it here. It's like my watercolors. These are super quick sketches done with some pen, ink, watercolor, and yep, this is the style that we're gonna learn today.
Awesome. I love that bathtub one. I can picture myself just like soaking in it.
Yeah, I'm loving the plants. So I'm a plant lover, so
yeah,
you can see plants everywhere.
Let's get started. I have your workspace in the big view.
Yeah, good. So yeah, as you may know, this is the reference photo we chose to do today. So first things first, let's sketch out our, our composition, the main things that we're gonna do, and things like that. So what I'm gonna do is like, see the photo, there's a sofa, there is the main focal point. So let's just put it somewhere here. Remember, do not press the pen really, really hard on the paper, because we're not going to erase anything. So you don't really want to your watercolor to come through the pencil. It's just like, it should be super quick. It's like, because don't worry about composition and stuff like that. Like, more or less, if you do have a reference photo, it's gonna be so much quicker and easier to do it. Yeah, see, there's a carpet, there's a lamp here, and some, I don't know what's this, but let's sketch it here. There we're gonna have a plant. It's like, you start from the center and you go all the way around.
Is that how you always work?
Yeah, that's how I always work. I don't really use all those techniques where you divide the paper into like thirds and squares, things like that. I don't know. I usually work really fast, or like super fast. I don't really have the patience for doing perfect sketches, so it's really not for me. You see, there's a sofa right there. Yeah, so there's a lamp, there's this tiny little desk. And for this sketch, we don't really need to worry about all of the details stuff like that are hanging around. Let's just choose, and also it don't really have to be perfect. Remember, it's like some of the things you can add, some you can do, you can, erase some things from this. I don't know, there's a plant and there's like hanging plant. There's gonna be a plant here. And there we have like one frame. There's gonna be a second frame, one frame. There's a lot of frames. I'm not going to be using this lamp because if I'm going to add this lamp to this, we're going to lose like our, the focal point. Like this is our sofa. And if you're going to add something like here, like if this lamp is going to be really detailed, we're going to lose that. So yeah, but if you want to do it, go ahead. Yeah, so this lamp is more like this. Let's see where I'm at. Legs for the sofa. It's going straight. I think this can be bigger. This has legs also. There we have the rug. And rug has legs. And there we have it. That's a sketch. That's like a really rough, basic sketch that you don't really, you don't need to
read
be
it really
precise.
well though. It's rough, but it's very easy to tell what's what.
Yeah, that's actually what you really need for this. But to be honest, the good sketch, it's a good base for watercolor, because if you're not gonna see what's in the sketch, you're not gonna see what's in the final painting. Like you're not gonna achieve this this good looking image. So yeah, at this point I think I'm gonna go straight to painting, and that's my tiny little palette and my cup and lovely etcher brushes. These are super, and look at this pointy end. This is gonna be so useful in this one. Yeah.
The etcher brushes are synthetic. If you guys are wondering, I'll drop a link for them in the chat if you wanted to check them out.
Yeah, I personally really love only synthetic brushes because the real ones hold too much water for me, so it's not really, I just don't really like them. Okay, so without further ado, I just go ahead and add the blue that I just rhymed.
Wow, yeah. I love that blue.
Yeah, those are really lush colors. Yeah, and for now, I don't really, okay, yeah. Well, so far was ending here, but I added too much, so whatever. There's some of blue here and some of the blue. Yeah, and also when I'm painting, if it goes for sketch, it's like this blue doesn't really have to be like 100% the same as in this sofa. But yeah, and now when it's still wet somewhere here, I like to add like, like really quick splashes of darker, it's the same color but with less amount of water. So we want to prepare like really easy
texture
areas, texture and areas where it's darker. Yeah, so I'm just gonna leave it like this. There we go. There's our tiny little guy. I'm just gonna paint it like a little bit lighter, so because it's more in front of us. So I I'd love it to be like that it pops out. So I'll just add it like this. Yeah, as you can see, I'm leaving like all those white places. We want to see like the white coming from the paper, and it's gonna add our painting like some highlights and stuff.
Yep.
So it's not flat in the end. That's like the basics of watercolor. That's just leave some of the white.
Someone's wondering from the chat which blue that is. Do you know the name of it?
Yeah, 3 seconds. I just need to flip my. It's the. It's letter H, and it's tallow blue.
And is that from our set of watercolors?
No, it's I think it's the only thing that I have from, this is the core watercolors. I think it's the American brand. They're quite different from the regular watercolors, but I really love them. For now, let's just use a bit of yellow and maybe the burnt umber for the floor, like just like, yeah. And there goes the thing when my paint is going to smudge in the lighter area, and don't really worry about this. It's going to, like, I'm not going to fix it, but it's going to add more texture to this sketch.
Right.
So I never worry.
Are those highlights on the couch, or are those going to be pillows?
These are gonna be pillows, and I'm going straight into the pillows, which are going to be pink. Yep, just slightly pink. Yeah, this one is pink. Oh, too much. Yeah, the one thing that I love using is the paper towel. When I have too much, I just, dab it on the paper and go ahead and smudge the paint. Same goes for this pillow. And there we have, I'm gonna use slightly different shade of blue now. Oh, I can have it here. Slightly different shade. It's like, because there's a pillow that has like some patterns in it. We're not painting the pattern, we're just like mimicking that there's something like a pattern there. And I'll just leave it like this. I think I missed a piece of. Okay, there's the sofa now. And also, yeah. So there's a second pillow. It's blue. This one is solid, so I just leave it like this. Yep. Yeah, right now it doesn't really look very appealing, But then
it's coming along.
Yeah, it's gonna come along. Yeah. And then again, using only splotches of color, like we see that there are some of the paintings that are pink. I'm just gonna do like some pink. There's a lady on the painting, so I'm just gonna do seriously like there's a line, dab, 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 dab. Yeah. Again, I think I'm gonna use the same shade as for the floor. There's this macrame, I guess. Just add some details. Yeah, that's why we need a brush that has a pointy end, because sometimes you need to do a big stroke and sometimes you need to do some of the tiny stuff. And then you, if you have it, you can use only one brush for this.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and then like some of the, I think there's blue, something here. Oh, this one's crazy. Dang. Something like this. Yep. Fun part, green. I'm mixing some green right now. I really love a lush. This one is sap green. This is my favorite color of all. But also, like, this plant is quite darker than the other one, so I'm gonna mix it quickly with the blue, and with quite large amount of water. We're just gonna do like some more blue, just dabbing really the lips in. Dab, 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 dab. Let's just place something here. And then there's a hanging plant. I think it goes like this. Yeah, I can do it like with the side of the brush. You can add some vertical stuff. And okay. For this, okay, we have a floor. We don't have a rug. So on the rug, I'm gonna add some, because it's quite neutral with a lot of colors. So I'll just place like some of the neutral on the sides. The neutral color that I did is like some of the yellow mixed with the brown and lots of water. And then there's pink and some cyan that I don't have, and there's a blue. So again, pink. It's like a white stroke, and then some blue, green, I guess, here, and then there's blue again. Okie dokie. Now for the, yeah. So I'm gonna add some, I'm gonna use some Payne's Gray right now, because there are some details like this plant has tiny legs, and this. I think I can go back to my sofa and add some more dimensions to it. Like, I'm gonna use, again, same color, but then only add like a layer of paint that's gonna act like my shadows. So I'm gonna put it like this. There's some shadow, and shadow goes all the way here. And also, like, this side is darker, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and make it like this.
Yeah, it's really giving it dimension.
Sorry?
It's really giving it dimension, the darks that you're adding.
Yeah, it's like sometimes you only need like 2 layers, and there you have it. Yeah, there are some details. I'm really loving this paper. It's like it's holding the water really good, but it's also drying really fast, and colors are spreading really beautifully on this one. So
speaking of the paper, why did you choose hot press? We just got that question.
Yeah, that's because we're doing to be honest, really quick live demos. So you want your paper to dry as fast as possible. That's why I'm painting like quite fast right now, because when you have a cold press paper, you have this time to add more color, subtract some color, and so on and so on. And hot press paper dries much more faster than the cold press one. So this is the one that I chose for today's demo.
Do you typically work on cold press when you're not in like a timed environment?
Yeah, it depends. Like sometimes for architecture, I really like to use hot press because you can add all those tiny details at the same time. But when I'm painting like owls, flowers, and stuff, it's better to use cold press because you can add much more texture in this one. For me personally.
Yeah.
Some more. Okay. Yeah, and I'm gonna do one thing now. I'm just go back to Payne's Gray, add some of the color. No, not okay. Only Payne's Gray. This wall is like a little bit of blues and everything, but we're not going to use that. With Payne's Gray, I'll just go in and make this wall a little bit darker, but also simultaneously adding some, like, I'm imagining right now that like the sun is coming maybe from this side. So what I like to do is just add tiny shadows. Yeah, I'm hopping straight to the shadows right now. I know. But it's like, I like to do it like everything at once because I like to see it. It's a shadow, and then we're gonna have some under this frame, under this one, maybe some more here. And okay, and also, that was too dark. Now this part is gonna be a bit scary. I'm gonna add like, this one is like real. Oh, this should be darker. Like dark splash of paint right there. It's not black, it's Payne's Gray, and Payne's Gray has like really nice blue shadow on it. So you're not going to ruin your painting, like almost never. Then I'm going to add it like this. Then add some shadow in this area. And maybe like this. And where do we have more shadows? Like if it's dry, I'm just gonna add, no, it wasn't dry, but who cares? Let's go back and add some more here. Okay. Okay, I don't really like this white area, so I'm just gonna paint over it, making it darker. And also, I want to see some of the wall here, so I'll just, I really didn't take any more paint on this brush. I just took some more water and I'm just like going over the painting with what I have left on the brush. So we have some more texture on the wall behind, but I'm just leaving it like this. It's like there's not going to be much more. For the carpet, I think that there's not going to be much more. I think we can add some more tiny details, like, I don't know, there are like colorful splotches here and there. Bang, bang, bang. Here. Then the blues. not much. I think I can add some more dimension like around the rug. So tiny shadows here and there. And let's go back to the sofa because like I'd love to, it just, you know, it screams to me, add more depth.
Some comments from the chat, people are saying that the shadows are making a huge difference and it's really bringing to life the whole piece. Right?
It's like, you've seen, it was like 30 seconds of adding some, I wasn't really thinking where to add them. And it's a huge difference. And you don't really have to add like a ton of layers, because you see, I use like one layer, the basics, and then like using, you know, the transparency and stuff, adding the second one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now we have a third one on the sofa, but I just couldn't. Maybe some under here. I think that also this should be a bit darker. Just a tiny bit. And this one. Okay, now this pillow. Some of this one. And maybe again for this pillows, like let's add some.
Magdalena, someone's wondering what your Instagram account is. I can tell.
It's my name, so Magdalena.illustration. Bang, bang, bang. Where are we now? Okay, I think we have some time, so I'm gonna go ahead and add some more.
About halfway through the demo.
Yeah. So I think we're quite okay with the time. So yeah, in a second I'm gonna switch to the ink pen. So that's when you're gonna see the whole difference in this whole sketch.
I'm already seeing a big difference now. Every time I type stuff in the chat and I look away for a second, I look back and it's like a whole new piece. You're quick.
Thanks. Some more shadows, I guess. Oh, what if I add some more, maybe add some brownish stuff. Let's add some texture to the floor. Only a tiny bit. So we see it's wooden. I like using watercolors when it's like there's not much water and it's quite dry. That this is where the texture comes from, the dry brush. So I recommend trying this technique. Okie dokie, I think that's it for the color. And then I'm not going to be using black pen. I'm going to be using pink pen because black pens are boring. And then, yeah, make sure to check which parts are dry, which parts are wet, because you don't really want to, you know, go over the wet stuff. Don't ruin your pens. I did it quite a lot of times. So. And then I just, you know, I add every detail that I couldn't add with the watercolor. Okay, I need to drink some water.
Go right ahead.
Okay, I think Sofa is drying, so I'll just stay around for now. This lamp doesn't really have any more texture, so I'll just leave it like this. Yeah, and that was a desk, and as you can see, I didn't really add any shadows and or color on desk. So with the pen, I'll just go ahead and add this desk only with the pen. It has some details. There's like a frame there. I'm not going to be painting this, but yeah, there are legs. So let's do it like this. Then there's our plant, and I didn't really paint the whole plant. I'll just place it with the pen. And okay, it's dry. I'm checking with my finger. These are the legs. Sometimes I'm like doing quite a lot of times to add again texture. This guy is dry, so let's imagine it's hanging. And I'm not going to be going over the whole plant. I'll just go do it like this, like adding some of the leaves here, some leaves here, and there, and there, like, you know, creating a more lush plant. Or maybe something like this. It's going like this. Like there's something happening right now. And also like I'm gonna leave this side as it is, and I'm gonna add like some leaves at this side. You know, so your painting is like spreading over, like you have your point here, but then something is happening all around.
I love that you're using a pink pen for outlining. Not many people would do that. They would just go straight to black.
Yeah, I know. I was usually using black, but black is also really cool, and I recommend like mixing watercolor with the black pen. But also, when I was trying, you know, just to discover something different in the images, I was like, why not use it? It was super cool, and I was, you know, I was using violet ones. I was, okay, this is again pink one, but I was having a blue one, and it's adding so much more to the painting. So I highly recommend checking it out.
Mm-hmm.
And then some of the more details to the frames. And going to the rag, you can have like this here, details there. And I think this is dry. Legs. What is cool that I don't really have to go over every part of the painting. I just when I see like here's a place when I didn't really painted everything, and I was just, you know, just left the whole splash and it's not detailed. So I just go ahead with the brush and try to fix it. But then it's not really looking that it's fixed. It's you think that it should be like this. And also same with here. And the sofa is like turning. And here's my pillow. We can add some details and stuff to the pillow. I can go and slightly add this line.
So question for you, why do you choose to outline at the end rather than the beginning?
Yeah, that's I think I was talking about this a bit earlier. You know, when you're painting, like you're adding all those colors and stuff, and then in the end you can like I'm using pen as a way to like fix my my painting.
Mhm.
I don't really, because right now I'm just, you know, as you can see, I'm using it only on the parts of the painting. I'm not
Right.
really painting the whole stuff with the pen. I'm just using it as the as a tool that gives me the ability to add some even more details in this sketch. Because if I'd use it in the first place, I'd be spending so much time, you know, adding every detail, every
Right.
stuff. I think like using pen in the first place is like, this is the medium that the go-to like for
Mhm.
this painting. Like, do you want to use it mainly in this one, and
Uh,
then use some splotches of watercolor, right?
yeah.
But in this one, like, watercolors are our main actor, I guess.
It's the main focus.
Yeah, that's the main focus. Let's add some, yeah, like the floor.
Do you often use a different colored pen, or do you always use pink, or?
Like my first love is pink. Pink one in different shadows. But I also, I don't know if you've seen, but I was showing it. I used, yeah, I was trying a violet one, but it turned out to look like black one.
Mhm.
I really loved using blue ones. Yeah, and you know, you have to say like black one is looking really regular.
Yeah, I see what you mean. It adds another, I don't know the word I'm
But
looking
I
for.
also used like a green one, and green one was really beautiful.
Yeah, I love that painting.
Yeah, so it adds so much difference to everything. I think this is like my most favorite part of like doing this kind of sketches, when you can just sit back and relax and just go ahead and add some more pink here, pink there. Yeah, like I see there's some detail here. I'll just go ahead and cut it in. I see that I missed the painting, but who cares?
That's okay.
That's okay. Like, it's just a sketch. I think like this technique, like mixing watercolors and ink pens, is mostly known for like architecture students
Mhm.
and those kind of people. Like when I was studying interior design, I think it was the #1 go-to, you know, technique to quickly sketch out your ideas, and the one that is super easy and also looking really good.
So I just dropped a link to your mini workshop. If people are curious and want to learn more about your style, check out that link there. There's a bunch of information. Magdalena, do you want to talk a little bit about what you're going to be doing in there?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm super excited for this, because like right now, I even in the beginning, I can't really like find time and to talk to you about all the perspective stuff and composition and colors and mixing colors. And I think that mini workshop is gonna be a perfect place to for me to teach you or show you how to, how to do all this stuff, like how to quickly sketch this perspective, how to, how to quickly see what's your main interest in this painting.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm super excited for this.
I noticed that a couple of people said that it is already sold out. I double checked on my end. It is not sold out yet, so that might be a small issue on our end. I apologize for that. I'm inquiring about it now. But do you know it is not sold out yet, so that might just be a bug on our end, and we'll get it fixed very soon. But please check out the page again when you have a chance.
Yeah, and this is the moment when you can go on like forever and ever, and adding all those tiny details.
Someone's wondering, oh, sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Someone's wondering if they could just see what type of pen you're using.
Type of pen? Yep. This is Etcher graphic pen, and I used it because it's waterproof. So, if I'll choose to go with water over them, like later, so I could totally use it.
And I just left a link for them in the chat if you guys are curious about them. Some more info there.
Yeah, they come in like tons of different colors, and they're like made for me.
We also have a black collection.
Yeah, if you don't really like pinks.
if you prefer just black.
If you prefer.
So Magdalena, here's a good question. When do you know to use a pen versus a liner brush?
Liner brush, or you're talking about the
like a very thin brush, like for painting.
Oh yeah.
To do lines instead of like a pen.
That's a really good question. To be honest, these are, for me, they're totally two different techniques. If you want to, like, I'd stay with the brush. If I'll be like, or maybe I can show you this painting. If I'll stay with a painting that doesn't have like that I don't really want to use pen. If I don't want to use pen at all, I'll just stay with the brush and add all those tiny little details. But it's like, it's a decision. You decided to use a pen, so it's quite different effect that you're gonna get in the end than using only brush. And it's, to be honest, it's much more quick than dipping your brush and controlling all the water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we're like, this is going like looking quite done, I guess.
You think you're already done?
Yeah, I think, it's a sketch, right?
Yeah. No, I love it.
Yeah, I think like I don't really that's a moment that I feel that like I don't really because sometimes people ask, when do you know when to end it?
Yeah,
like this is the moment when you feel like that, when you're adding this one more line doesn't really changes like the whole painting. I can add some leaves here and there, but as you can see, it doesn't really changes anything for me. Like, I don't see much difference.
I know what you mean. I often struggle with that, and I'll end up adding too much and regret
it. I know, I've been there. I'm doing it like quite a lot of times. So yeah, I think these are like all of the artists struggling when to stop.
Well, I'm not going to force you to keep adding stuff if you don't want to.
No, it's okay. I'm just, just talking with you and
doodling.
Like in the end, I'm usually just swiping like this, adding my name, adding a year. I guess it's 2021.
Speaking of your name, how do you pronounce your last name? Someone asked that in the chat, and I couldn't even think about how to pronounce it.
Yeah, do not even try it. Okay, so it's first my name. It's Magdalena, and then it's Żołnierowicz.
Żołnierowicz?
Żołnierowicz.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try again.
Żołnierowicz. It's super long and it's not really good for me when I'm usually working with people abroad and we're not using my surname.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got almost every letter, I think, in there.
Yeah, I know. But I really love that in all those in Etcher pages and stuff, every letter was used, and I was so happy to see it. It was really amazing.
Yeah, we like to make sure we get it right.
Yeah, that's all those details, but it's really nice.
So I saved a couple questions from the chat. We're gonna start our Q&A a little bit earlier than we normally would. So if you have some questions for Magdalena or if they're about her upcoming workshop, I know it says that it's sold out. That is a bug on our end. I completely apologize for that. I'm working with the admins at Etcher to try to get that fixed for you guys right away so you can sign up. If by chance it still says sold out by the end of this live, just keep checking throughout the day because it should be fixed as soon as possible. All right, so here's a question for you. Where do you like to find source photos for inspiration for this type of work?
Oh yeah. So usually it's like a total mix. I don't really like to search the web right before when I start. I usually have like a folder or a board on Pinterest. Yeah, like I love Pinterest, so there's a ton of inspiration there, guys. And also, I think it's Instagram, right? I follow a lot of people that have beautiful interiors, and by doing this stuff, I met like even more people that are doing this kind of beautiful interiors. And it's like it's a perfect place to find stuff like this, like those tiny compositions. Like it's even easier for the beginners to find the photo there, like scientist people like doing photos, and they already have perfect compositions, so it's even easier to paint straight away.
Yeah,
but sure. Remember to give credit of the person that the photo you taken. Remember. Yeah, it's from the girl, and that's I think her name is Daisy Lay on Instagram. Her interiors are really beautiful, and yeah, I also when I choose the photo to paint, I always check for the person who was behind it, because it's like there wouldn't be this art without the photo, right?
Yeah, for sure. Do you always use just one pen color at the end, or do you sometimes mix it up and use a couple?
To be honest, I have never mixed it up. I wasn't really thinking about it. Maybe one time I'll try it, but for now I was staying. I think it's I didn't really want to mix too much, because there's already a lot of colors in here. So if I'll add like green in here, I think it might look good, but it's gonna I think it would remind me more of the graphics than illustration, I guess. But go ahead if you want. Yeah, I'll try it anyway.
All personal preference.
Yeah.
Just seeing some of the comments here. People are saying they learned new technique. Thank you. They really liked the demo. They loved your loose approach.
Yeah, it's like, it's really good to learn all this stuff when you like go outside and want to sketch some, you know, do some urban sketching. It's super cool, and it's there that you learn how to sketch quickly.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. So I think the mini workshop might have been fixed. I'm seeing some of the messages reply back from my admin. So if you guys wanted to try it again and just let me know if it works, that would be wonderful. I'm also going to drop a link to the survey. If you think we did an amazing job today, just let us know. And if you think there are some things that we maybe can improve on for next time, don't be shy, put that in there. We love to know your guys' opinion because it helps us to improve and know what to do better for next time. Also, we started to do weekly giveaways. We were doing the monthly ones before, but now we switched it. And instead of just a chance to win $50 to spend in our store, you're actually going to get a chance to win different kinds of prizes. So sometimes it'll be a mini workshop voucher. Sometimes it'll be a sketchbook, Etch Your Lab product voucher. Who knows what you're going to get. So with that, you're going to want to tag us on Facebook or Instagram with hashtag #EtcherStudio. I will drop that information into the chat. I know I talk fast, so sometimes people lose what I say.
You talk fast and I lose words.
And don't forget, guys, this whole video will be up on our channel. Subscribe to stay up to date and notified when it will be available to watch again, just in case you missed something or you came in late. Also, the mini workshop will be recorded and sent to you. So if you aren't able to attend or you want to watch it again and do it again, the mini workshop will be available for life. As long as Etcher is a company, you will have that demo at your disposal. Just reading some of the comments here. Thank you, Magdalena. Thank you, Etcher. These demos are inspirational. Oh, thank you.
That's super lovely.
We have a couple more minutes left. If you guys have some final thoughts or questions for Magdalena, you can ask her questions about the mini workshop if you want. Since we have some time, do you want to show us a little bit some of your other work so people can have a look?
I guess.
We have some time.
Yeah, I know. I think the only things that I have besides me are the interior ones that I chose. I think it was like one of the first ones that I did. I tried to use like a limited palette and then using, I think it was a violet brush, a violet ink brush, I guess. Yeah, this one was done without any ink. Yeah, I was trying to use like, I was trying to not add any layers, but just, you know, limit myself to just those splotches of color. Yeah, this one's that I showed you. Yeah, and this lush green. Yeah, for all those art pieces, I really like to add, you know, those little dots and like drizzling with the paint. Yeah.
We got a couple of questions for you.
Yeah.
Magdalena, you take your beverage. I think that was a joke question, but I think they're wondering, in your tea, do you take it with sugar?
Do you? No, it's just a plain green tea, and it's without sugar.
For the mini workshop, do you already have planned out what people are going to be painting? I think you might have mentioned that earlier, but I don't know if they were here.
I don't know if I mentioned. We're gonna stay in the same topic. We're gonna cover again interiors, but we're gonna have a totally different inspiration photo, and we're gonna have more time to have it more detailed, and I'll talk more about the perspective and sketching all the stuff. I think I'm gonna do I think there's 1 point perspective in this photo. So yeah, that's what I'll try to show you.
Do you have any tips for how to keep overlapped objects from blending together?
Yeah, there's just only one rule: wait till it's dry. Or sometimes I'm trying to leave I don't know if you can see this here. I tried to leave a tiny line where my paint ended here, and then I started painting just a little bit down there, so it's not mixing. But it was only blue. But then if I think I don't really the paint didn't bleed really much today, but usually it does when you have darker color, and then you start, and if it isn't fully dry and you start painting this wall here, it's gonna bleed anyway, so you're gonna have blue everywhere here. So yeah, always wait till it dry when you want to add lighter color or add darker color, where you have light colors but they are only still wet.
Someone just asked, what kind of art training do you have? Are you self-taught? Did you go to school?
To be honest, I always was self-taught, but then after high school, I decided that I want to be an interior designer. And then here in Poland, when you want to train in interior design, you need to go to art school, to the University of Arts. And yeah, to go there, you need to take some courses the regular, sketching and painting and all the technical drawings. So yeah, I spent 5 years in the school, but then yeah, but it wasn't about this. I started doing watercolors, I think 2 years before I finished the school, and I was doing it mainly for my hobby, but then I was using it for my projects to speed up the process, and just you have to stand out from the crowd sometimes.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what I was starting to using. But for the watercolors, I think I mainly used YouTube when I was curious about something. But then all you have to do is just paint and paint and paint, and eventually you'll learn.
Yeah, I agree. I was afraid to paint watercolor for the longest time, and then it just took more practice. The more I practiced it, the better I got.
Yeah, when I was when the first time when I tried watercolors, I think I was 12 or 13, and I hated it really hard.
Yeah.
I couldn't understand it. I think to start doing this, you have to understand what are you doing, what is this type of paints, how to do it.
Yeah. I didn't start liking it until, well, in my early art, I shouldn't say career because I don't even do it as a career, but in my early art process, I only did pencil drawings and stuff, and painting was just so intimidating until I found someone to teach me in a way that it really clicked. So that's why I'm so happy that we do these now, because I find with so many different teachers, there's got to be at least one that makes it really understandable for you. And
oh yeah, that's true. Like
yeah.
when I started painting watercolors, yeah, there was the one time that I went for what is it called? When you're like driving somewhere to paint landscapes, and we were doing urban sketching and stuff. It was plein air, okay. And there was this one man that was painting really beautiful landscapes and and landscapes, and like the tips that he was giving, they were like, it was when it clicked in me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I knew how to paint, but then I really changed the whole approach.
Yeah, totally. And from what I can see in the comments, you did that for a lot of people today.
Oh my God. That's super cool.
Yeah, a lot of people really loved seeing your approach to it. Just reading comments, I cannot even imagine anyone not loving watercolor painting. They love it, and they loved your approach. How long have you been painting, would you say? That'll be the last question, and then I'll close out the...
I think it's like what, 2021. I think it's gonna be like 4 years now. 4, yeah.
Awesome. All right, well, this was amazing. I'm so glad to have you here today. It was a lovely piece that you did. I loved your approach as well.
Was it my Zoom that I just quit?
Yep.
It just said it quit unexpectedly, so sorry.
That's okay. You're back now. Thanks for coming. It was a pleasure to have you here. Thank you, everybody. Love to see you all here. Thank you for the questions and all the nice comments.
Yeah, thank you, all of you, so much.
Hope to see you all in the mini workshop. I know there was a little bit of issues there with the sign up, but I think it should be all fixed now. I'll put another link quickly for that in case you missed it earlier. And I'll also drop another link for that survey I mentioned before, just as a final thing to make sure everybody sees it and gets a chance. With that being said, I was here with Etcher, and my name is Brittany. Thank you, Magdalena. This was an amazing demo, and I hope to see you all in the mini workshop she has.
Thank you, Brittany, for having me.
Bye, everybody.